Hi, I'm William R. Watson, Professor of Learning Design and Technology at Purdue University. So I would say from a year ago, we've seen AI just spread more and more into everyone's lives now. It's coming into everyone's phones. If you're doing a search in Google, it's popping up AI results for you. So I think we're seeing everyone just in general in society get more used to AI being present in their everyday lives. So that is translating a bit into further spread in K-12. I would say, like any tech adoption, we're seeing early adopters and more late adopters. So I'm seeing individual teachers who are all in and using AI in their classrooms. And I'm seeing school corporations that are still kind of knowing they'll have to figure it out at some point, but haven't really gotten there yet. So we're still seeing a pretty wide range in terms of integration. But definitely, I think with the just common further integration of AI into everyone's lives, we are seeing more movement towards a focused integration of AI in K-12. You know, one of the great things that AI can do for anyone is really help kind of spark your creativity. So when you're brainstorming, you're in the brainstorming stage. I'm seeing teachers use that to help their kids brainstorm ideas for their papers, to brainstorm ideas. One teacher had their kids actually designing video games, and so they were using AI to help create and brainstorm some of the ideas around their game, the background of the game and the story and that sort of thing. Other ways it's being used in the classroom is for faster feedback for students. So if a student's struggling with concept, they can actually ask the AI tutor for clarification or where did I go wrong with that. You're able to see that in Khan Academy and some of the other applications that are available, for free for people to use. So the idea of chatbots, and if I have a question, I can ask rather than having to wait for the teacher to have a moment for me. We're also seeing teachers use it to help assess some of their more simple feedback, that feedback can be provided as an assessment rather than the student having to wait. So really, it all comes down to trying to personalize the learning for the individual students, and we are seeing that being done in the classroom. Well, I really think it has the potential to be more transformative than really any technology we've seen before. I mean, when I was coming up through high school, to date myself a little bit, the internet was just kind of coming into the classroom and we're just starting to see people use that. But by and large, it was more used at home than in the classroom. AI has a significant potential to really just completely transform the way we do education. And that is because of that ability to really personalize learning. And what I mean by that is we can do that kind of at all levels. We can do it at a teacher or school district level where they are able to analyze student data and see which students are at risk of struggling before they start struggling. So we can put interventions in before it becomes a problem, before they acquire learning deficiencies. So I think the biggest challenge right now that's facing students and teachers is just the lack of attention to what are we going to do with this, right? We have this new technology. We can't pretend it doesn't exist. Some school districts kind of are, and they're saying at some point we're going to figure out how to handle this. Well, I can guarantee you the students know that AI exists and they know how to use it, right? So we can't just pretend it's not there, and we can't just say, no, we're going to close it off and it's not going to impact what we're doing in the classroom. It's available, it's everywhere. Students are using it, whether they're using it in school or not, whether they're supposed to use it in school or not. So really, schools need to come up with a policy that says this is how we're using it or not using it, and empowering teachers to make that decision in their own classrooms. So really, my main thing would be parents need to be having conversations about the proper way to use it. Schools need to be having conversations about the proper way to use it. It can do a lot of things very well. It can help drive creativity, or it can stifle creativity, right? If you're just using it to produce something and not working with what it produces, that's dumbing down the student, right? That's inhibiting their learning. But if we're using it to drive their creativity, to allow them to create things they otherwise wouldn't be able to create, it can really do pretty amazing stuff.